Haha, evening, everyone. Kyle,
Paul, are you not at camp again?
you took. I thought we discussed this at the last one. You said it was going to be virtual.
We're showing this on YouTube, Paul. That is virtual.
Hey, nice merch there. Shameless plug.
Oh, this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to get some Creator Camp stuff, there is a store. But enough of that.
And even a nice t-shirt there. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Huh.
So, Paul,
Can I get one? Why didn't you buy me one? I thought we were supposed to be tagged to me everything.
They're at the camp. There are camp counselor shirts, I guess.
Oh, link in the description.
You're not here.
I got it. I guess.
Yep. So we have fun guest tonight, Paul.
Hoo-hoo. I love this guy.
Very fun guest.
I do.
You definitely know him a whole lot better than I do because you've spent an entire camera camp with him, and I think
I feel sorry for him. I totally couldn't. I never let him sleep because I snored so loud. I should have warned him about earplugs, but yeah.
Should we show a little clip from today's guest?
Please do it. It's hilarious.
Let's show this clip.
I won't miss any of my shots. Oh crap! Oh! So clearly there's more just coming. Follow me on Instagram for that, and thanks for watching today.
Okay, first of all, you show me a diaper shot because I'm clearly wearing a diaper there. And then where'd you get the porta potty shot, man?
Say, when you end up on this show, I'm gonna go dig through all of your videos to find that one shot. I'm looking for a shot. I'm usually looking for that shot where someone goes,
oh,
where they're looking away, and
you just have to pick the porta potty one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was. I'm looking for outdoor shots, so I know you only have so many outdoor videos. Specifically in the summertime. So
well,
that was going to be your thumbnail, but I gave you the liberty of making a little bit better of a thumbnail for you.
No, I was pleasantly surprised. So good job.
Did Paul not show you that clip before?
Not that one, no.
Okay.
No, I didn't show him that one. No, I can't give away all our secrets around here.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't share these anymore.
I'm terrified for next 1 hour then.
So welcome to Creator Camp. Paul, you know more than I do, so it's
well, it's been a while since we've met. I think the last time we saw each other in person was at that wonderful old camera camp,
Yeah.
So
I have to say that.
I mean, it was a great weekend. A lot of great creators we got to meet. It wasn't just us hanging out the entire time, but then we got to rent that. Like, we got lucky and got a Tahoe truck, and got to go out and totally shoot or try to sneak our way into Glacier National Park, and kind of failed, but
it was actually better than what he described.
Well, we did off-road it a little bit to get to.
No, it was epic. It was epic.
Good.
I remember it as epic, Paul. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't epic. I just said we failed to get into Glacier National Park.
Is that what we're trying to do? Yeah.
We're trying to get in, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta like pay like, I don't know, $20 or $40 for the day." And we knew we only had like an hour or something like that before we had to like jet back to the airport. So we weren't gonna spend a ton of money just to drive in there for a little bit and drive back out. So
is that what it was? I don't even remember that. Man, you have a good memory.
And the funny part is I don't usually have a good memory, but I remember that day. It's close to my heart. Camera camp and all that stuff. But yeah.
We got a comment here. I'm just going to quick throw up there, Paul.
Hey, gents. Great to see you guys virtually. Oh, no. Flathead, man. Flathead is where it was at. Evening, bro.
Oh, hey, yeah.
I feel left out here. I wasn't at camera camp, so
you weren't. I don't even think
I'm just living through all the videos of it. So, and speaking of which, Paul, I gotta make a correction in our outro, which you'll see later. One shot was actually from Say Park too, so I have to.
The camera vault shot was from Say Park.
Yeah,
I think that's the monopod shot.
Yeah, Paul sent me all the footage he had, and I just, for some reason, when I was making that, I forgot. I thought it was his shot, and when I was going through your videos, I was like,
we all share all the clips. Who knows at this point?
I know. Well, I mean, like Sydney and Donna both they sent me some footage that I could use. So I
Oh,
just wanted to make
nice,
sure everyone got the
nice.
credit for it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Absolutely. So, you've been since Camera Camp, your channel has grown significantly. I'm not saying that's why, but you've been definitely grinding it. And since you and I both started together with the Scott McKenna 30-day challenge,
Oh yeah.
and wow,
We
you
go
have
way back
grown
on that one, don't we?
significantly.
Yeah. Man, that
I
was like
mean,
2 years ago. 2 years ago,
yeah,
3 years ago.
it was like 2.5 years ago, and
Yeah.
I remember that very well because we both got to meet obviously, and then we got excited because you flew down to Orlando to go to the Sony Orlando Alpha event or whatever, and that was my first time shooting on a Sony camera. I shot with the A7 III the entire night, fell in love, and like within a month later, I went and
Right?
bought my
Can
own.
you imagine like Paul not using Sony camera? I couldn't. But,
Can you
yeah.
believe?
Nope.
The real thing is, could you actually believe that Paul was shooting on a non-autofocusy Panasonic camera? I mean, really, seriously.
I mean, hey man, whoever used that camera probably learned how to manual focus really well. So
You think I would have, but yeah. I couldn't even figure out how to white balance correctly still to this day, but it's okay.
no,
Um,
you guys come a long way too. Like Paul, your channel's grown a lot. Again, I don't think it's about numbers either. Like go ahead and look. I'm sure you have. Like go look at like one of your first videos
oh,
and the
it's
way we
painful, yeah.
talk, right? Even I don't know, Kyle, you ever do that? Like look at like your first video and you're like, oh my goodness, who is that? You
Somewhat. I
know?
mean, like for my channel, I feel like I already had this is my like second YouTube channel, so
Oh, I didn't know
it's a
that.
little bit like if I go
Mm,
back and watch my like vlogs, my travel channel stuff, super super cringy. Like,
yeah.
um, but even my I don't know, my first two videos on this channel are actually one of my like higher viewed videos, which is strange for most channels, I think. But there's a lot of stuff I would do differently now. I'll definitely say that.
Hey, wow, Kyle.
So
I lied to Zhiyun then. I said Kyle is like hitting off the bat. He's up and goes.
I mean, I still basically started this channel from scratch, so it's not
Well,
like I
he
had a
did, but I mean, yeah, his content was. I mean, like I said, the first time I found Kyle because I was looking to build my charging wall, and I was like researching charging walls like crazy, and I'm like, wait, this guy only has like 200 subscribers. How is that even possible? So, and then I obviously went and benched the rest of the videos that are on his channel, and the rest is all
you
history.
probably got hooked, Paul, because that video starts with me snow blowing the driveway to Hawaiian music, which is just
Wow,
like
that's very
funny. I don't
niche.
know. Yeah. Um, no, I mean, I went to like media productions in high school, and I went through 4 years of class, and we had like our class won like some Emmys for like the best like high school newscast stuff. So
Oh,
I've
nice.
definitely been using video cameras since the early '90s, basically.
Yeah.
So
Emmys. Yeah.
Everyone has their secret past that really adds
yeah.
to the channel, don't they?
Well, speaking, nice of you to say that. Going right into secret past,
Oh.
you weren't always a high-end video shooter or a full-time filmmaker where you shoot weddings and all that stuff. What was your original job there, buddy?
Oh, well, how far you want to
Well, I
go?
mean, I don't want you.
Well,
You
I'm
can
just kidding.
describe flipping burgers and all that stuff,
Majority
but yeah,
of my
you know what I'm
career,
talking about.
it's been IT,
Yep.
right? And I think a lot of IT guys like video. So I did IT for 9 years, corporate IT for 9 years until I said I need more creativity in my life. Right? Well, I
I
mean, you're
mean,
doing both, Paul.
I'm still doing both.
I just couldn't do it. Like I'm again, like I'm very like one channel. They call me like one channel say because I can only focus on like one thing at a time, and I try to do both IT and video at the same time. Yeah, I just couldn't do it.
You know, they always say, I think it's the great Ron Swanson that once said, it's better to whole ass something than half ass a bunch of things.
If you can do it, I mean, some people can do both. But I
I'm
think,
not one of those people.
yeah, I
It's
just
hard.
wanted like I'm kind of like all or nothing kind of guy, so I just wanted to go all in at one point. Um, so yeah, I did IT for 9 years, and then switched from IT to video, but not just any video. I worked for a church for 4 years doing church production, like massive church. So they were pumping out videos left and right.
It's a
So I
good
did that
place
for
to
four
fire and
years.
learn because they usually give you little to no notice on
Yeah,
what
it's like
different changes
like
that they want.
the best training ever, right?
Right.
Like here's low budget. Here's no notice. In fact, you get all kinds of change requests. You know, you do all kinds of videos, right? Funny videos,
Right.
serious videos, interviews, you know, short videos, long videos, who knows? And then
Intros, all that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, After Effects, you know, trial and error for 4 years, and then I went on my own because technically church was full time at one point, and it was a very steady salary, and then I just had to do my own thing because I tasted YouTube. You know, I have a
Tasted too.
saying: once you go YouTube, you don't want to work for another dude.
Yeah.
So it's like so much freedom on YouTube. I just couldn't like do anything else almost. Even my clients, like I was firing my clients left and right. It didn't fit. Like it was just like, yeah, don't want to work on that one. Sorry. So, yeah, very limited clients right now.
I kind of feel the same way with like right now. I've been the last like 2-3 weeks. I've just been editing all of our like different intros for this and trying to set up this whole thing so we could just have like a consistent, easy where I can just walk into it and we have everything done and edited for the next few weeks. So that's been really putting like
There
my
you
actual
go.
videos to a little bit of a back seat, but
Yeah,
um,
Kyle's tasting that freedom.
it's sometimes you take that little 2-3 week break and man, is it tough
Yeah,
to sometimes jump right back into it. So
yeah,
Very tough
yeah.
being a dual content creator for sure. I have had it lucky probably for this last 2 years, and I probably shouldn't say a lot of this, but whatever. That my job doesn't necessarily care now. Um, I had a I just tore down and I posted my video on my studio office that I had in my last job's workplace. It was literally there's like a doorway that led into my office, and there was like a doorway that led into this other like smaller office that I turned into a. I hung like a drop down screen, and that's pretty much where I filmed most of my YouTube talking head parts videos, and I would literally edit them or shoot them at work and edit them at work, and I never really had to interfere too much with my family life. But I just got promoted, and I decided to take the next part of this job up, and now I can no longer shoot and edit at work. So I can vouch for that. It's hard to dual task it, but now I'm going to have to do that. And like I said, the last stream, I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning now. So woo-hoo.
Oh man, Paul, what's good? What's gonna happen? I don't know. It'd be a good journey. I don't know. It's different. Yeah, having full time, two jobs almost, like, and three jobs even. Like I've seen people do three. You guys know Vu. I mean, like Vu, he's got wedding business. He's got, you know, obviously
I don't know how
YouTube.
that guy does it.
Yeah,
He has a
and he's
regular
got a
9 to
full time
5
job in
job.
a marketing. Like he's the only guy. Like they don't have a team. Like it's just him.
Right.
So yeah, he's pumping out videos there. He's got a family. Like yeah,
He's got a
one of the
family.
hardest
He's
working
got
guy I know.
a huge wedding video business, and he does also side hustle stuff for
Yeah.
businesses. I mean, that guy is just. I mean, I mean, you probably know him. He probably could quit his full time job, right? I
No,
mean,
he does really well in weddings. I mean, last year we did what 41, 42, I think.
yeah,
I mean, like, but you know, he really. I mean, and I should say almost four jobs because he also does like side jobs too, right? So
right.
like he does real estate and stuff. Whenever I stand next to him, I just feel like a slack off. I'm like, I only do two things. But everyone has their own strength. Like it's like I'm at a stage in my life where I don't know. I got like super burnt out doing IT at one point. So I feel like as a young person, I did that whole like corporate career, like working till 2 a.m. kind of thing. And then after that, I was like, yeah, um, not worth it. So I did
Hmm.
have a bad taste in that sense that I'm always kind of like trying to maintain the balance between having a good time and making it work. Like it's just kind of like,
Absolutely.
woo.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, for
it's
me,
it's hard to make it work.
I feel like I was kind of hitting a little bit of a burnout wall, and I thought it was kind of YouTube that was doing it, but really it was actually my like real job, my regular day job. It was just I got to the point where I got done with work, got home, and I was like, I don't want to do anything right now. I just want to lay down. And
Right?
I
Yeah.
was taking that on mentally. I was taking that as a like a YouTube's getting the best of me. I'm burning out from YouTube, but really all I was like, I don't even want to do my other job. I just want to do the YouTube right now. And
Right.
so that wasn't even the case. So yeah, I mean, So those regular day
That's,
jobs,
I
man, they
think
just get in the
YouTube
way.
can make it work. It's one of the best jobs ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're your own boss. I mean, like you could talk about anything you want. You know, have a live stream. Like,
Yeah.
can you
I
get
think
better?
he'll make it work. He'll make it work.
Yeah,
You go on a trip and just film a video and boom, right off, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, so tell us about your, your YouTube journey. Where are you kind of sitting right now? I mean, I know that you're
Hmm.
I mean, you're posting content somewhat regularly, but you probably want to be doing more, obviously, probably.
Oh, I think if you ask any YouTuber, you know, subtract like a couple, they'll always say like, "Oh man, I want to do more." So I think we can all answer to that as yeah. But yeah, I again, like if you look at my channel, I don't have a schedule. Like I upload whenever possible, and it's I think every 2 weeks is my ratio at this point. Um, but it's gotten to a point where um, I find gear topics kind of slow right now. And I
Mhm.
think it's also because, you know, we obviously had the pandemic, you know, we don't, we have a lot of shortages. It's like, you know, even if you talk about gear, it's not like it's the unattainable good sometimes when you talk gear. You're like, oh, you know, you talk about Sony A7 IV and talk about it, and you're like, yeah, I can't get it. It's out of stock
Yeah.
for anything really. So
Anything.
my views dropped tremendously, and obviously I depend on YouTube as somewhat of an income. So I have to like kind of re-strategize a little bit. So I'll
Mhm.
probably talk more about this in my channel because it's a whole conversation. But I started a new channel, and it's very similar to the topic that I cover. I think almost 2 years ago, I talked about this topic. Would gimbal kind of go out of its phase one day? Like, would it? Because that's like my niche. Like, my channel started with the gimbal,
For
and I
sure.
kind of saw it as a somewhat of a thing where I need to kind of diversify not only within like filming, I need to diversify within my something that I'm interested, and I also need to diversify in terms of something that I could get a lot of views and monetize it. So I have a new channel about electric trucks. Um, so that's kind of like in the secret works. I haven't told any of my
That's
subscribers.
crazy.
Paul found out accidentally. I was
Oh, I
logged
found out
in.
too. I'm
Oh
subscribed
yeah.
too.
Oh no. So I was trying to like organically grow it so I can kind of like study it better. That's the only reason why I kind of like hit it. Like I like very few people know about it. Because once I like bring my channel over, like I can't tell anymore. Like, am I doing a good job or just people being nice? You know?
That's
So
true.
I organically wanted to grow it. And just yeah, it's amazing how that channel right now is just like destroying my like filmmaking channel. Like it's amazing. Like, you know, subscriber count is not even compared, but the view and the actual like retention, everything just about it, like it is
I mean,
insane.
subscriber count is nothing, right? I mean,
Yeah, so
it
that's
doesn't
another thing.
subscriber
Like
count doesn't
subscriber
mean
count is
anything.
like it's it's something, right? So it's something to kind of like look at it, and like brands look at it somewhat in that range. But
True.
when you look at like just the engagement and the views, like you gotta look at like each video and see how the channel is doing, really, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, this new channel is doing really well. I'm really excited about it. I ordered my F-150 Lightning, so it's kind of dedicated to that. I know that's like worse than
I
camera. I don't
really
even
want
know it's
that
gonna
thing,
be in
man. I
stock.
told my wife I really want it, but now you can't even get it until if you order it now, you're not gonna get it till, like, 2024 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, so they're completely sold out. Like
Did you
two,
get
three
yours
years, you
in
can't
for
even.
2022 or you having to wait till 2023?
So I got lucky. I'm like trained in this Sony A7S III launch, you know. So when that camera launches, what do? You log into B&H. Not even like you log in like 10 minutes before, refresh, and then you
Right.
order as soon as it comes out, right? So I did the same thing with the truck, right?
Hmm.
So I was the first one to order from my dealer, so I'm like first in line. But again, I'm not so optimistic because they play this game a little bit. So whenever they sell a truck, they look at, okay, it's this person order like top of the line, you know, platinum.
Right.
They'll sometimes make that first before mine, even though I ordered first. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, supposedly I'm in line for first in line for my dealership. Hopefully, I get it this summer, and then hopefully the
Content.
view's good and I'll be monetized. And yeah, that's kind of like gonna be my half of my living too.
Well, if gas prices keep the way it's at, that channel is going to get very popular quick. I think so.
Oh man, it's crazy out
crazy.
there. Is it bad in Florida? It's about 4.49 a gallon on average here.
It's $4.30 a gallon right now here.
Okay, so a
I have
little bit
no idea
cheaper
what
than
it is
here,
here.
maybe.
I tend to just not look. Like,
Right?
I need gas. I'm going to get gas. I have to get premium because I have a turbo Volkswagen.
Oh,
So
just like
to me, I don't, whatever. It's an expense that you just have to live with. Either that or you get an electric vehicle. I mean, it is what it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, if you think about it, like, there's also a replacement on the batteries for these electric vehicles, and they're like $5,000 to $7,000 depending on the vehicle. So if you average that out with gas, you're saving a little bit, but I don't know. It is, it's nicer to have on the environment, but plus
Yeah.
you don't feel it all at once, right? You're
No,
like,
It's
oh, I don't have
about
to worry about that for
it's
years,
about
right?
getting independence from oil, Paul.
no.
What's that?
And also,
That's
if
the
you can
ultimate
if you
goal, is
can
to
make
get
a
the
YouTube
independence.
channel about it and monetize it, that basically pays. That's like a thing, any hobby that you have, even outside filmmaking, like
Right.
if you think you have a slight niche on something, just try to make a channel out of it and see what happens. Like I didn't really think much of it, and I just like uploaded my first video, and it was like horrible. Like it's just like straight up talking head. Like I just talked about ordering my truck, and then just like boom, like I was like, oh, okay.
It's crazy.
So you never know, like whatever topic you have, and I don't know. I think in the future, most people will have like 2 YouTube channels at least. Like I see a trend here. Everybody's making their vlog channel. Everybody's talking about something else on the side because like it's so important to get on niche on the YouTube. Like it's so random to like put something else on your channel once you're grown. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a live stream.
Oh, I mean these are great. I love these.
No.
These are so on topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're fun. That's I think I just noticed that other creators have started separate channels for like even that. So like obviously like when you niche down, it's going to be better for your own channel because it's telling YouTube and Google all the like what your channel's about, what it's for, and then it pushes to the right audience. So anytime you have like randomized stuff on your channel, it gets complicated for the algorithms and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
But I
there's
mean,
so many.
I can relate with him. It's even I'm not a big channel or anything like that, but most of my videos I would say always hit at least 100 views, right? Somewhat in the range after I post them. But right now, I mean, even videos that have been up for a few weeks are still sitting at like 50, 60 views, and it's like, man, like I feel like people are just not watching YouTube as much, or at least they're not watching the
Oh, they're
camera
watching
niche
YouTube.
content or
They're just
gear content. I don't know.
they're watching. I mean, like also it's reflecting. Like look at like what we're watching too. Like to be honest, like I really got into like more finance videos. I watch news now. Like it's definitely divided attention on YouTube, and it's cameras are very like they're inspiration driven too, right? So people need to feel inspired. Like I feel like because we were in some countries are in lockdown. Like I heard China's going back to lockdown in some areas.
That's crazy.
Watch out for shortages again, right? Shenzhen is one of those cities that might get into lockdown. That's like their Silicon Valley. That's where all the Gimbals,
Foxconn for Apple and everything like that.
So I'm like, oh man, if you need to buy a computer, buy it right now.
Makes me wonder I've noticed a big trend is just like a lot of products have just been the quality control kind of gone with a lot of companies. And I kind of wonder, like, is buying like a new Mac or something like that right now even a great idea, or is it going to be full of like issues and problems? And because I mean, Apple always does that thing where they release an iPhone and then like a month later it's like, oh hey, we're going to put out the second edition one because the first one had all these problems on the phone. And like I never buy an Apple product when it comes out because it's always got that one problem that they have to fix, and then
I mean, I feel like Apple, if any electronics, I would trust Apple more than some of
probably
the
have a
other
lot.
ones,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But you're right. I mean, like I feel like a lot of electronics, consumer goods, they go through a different process now. But I feel like also having it is also has value in it that you either get it now or it's gonna be out in stock. Like, what are you gonna
Exactly.
do? You know.
Well, it's
So
funny,
that's
like Paul was
difficult.
saying about the views. Like I've noticed on my channel too, the views. Some things will get like a lot, and then all of a sudden nothing, and then I still like right now every day when I actually look at stuff. My one video on the ZV10, like the ZVE10, like, hey, watch this video before you buy kind of video. I still get like 400 or 500 views on that every day, and I'm like, this camera's
No,
been
you've been
unavailable for like
hitting
3
off
months
that
now.
topic.
Well, I don't
Yeah, that's
understand that
awesome.
why people are watching that video as much as they are, because it's you can't even buy the camera anywhere.
Right.
Like
No,
it's not even
that's
on the used
definitely your
market right
niche
now.
though.
It's
Like if
definitely
I
his
talk
niche.
about ZV1, it's not gonna get the same kind of view as you. You have built that
Mhm.
community so well. Like YouTube algorithm basically just feeds it to you.
Right.
Like any top time you talk about ZV1, like your name's in there. You know.
Yeah, and it's
But
a weird feeling, and I bet you, like for you, I feel like that's a lot of like the Zhiyun gimbals and stuff like that
yeah,
too.
except my last one. The last one I definitely butchered. I like know what's wrong with it, but I just don't have the time to like
Was
fix
that
it.
the M2? Did you do
Yeah,
an
I
M2
did the
video? Okay.
thumbnail wrong on that one. So our eyes go from left to right. I put the word M3 on the left side, and I put the M2S on the right side, which means that if you're quickly skimming it, like you're gonna miss that also. So like that kind of thing,
What?
like that much detail I put into my videos, but sometimes I'm looking at it and like, yeah,
So
it's
you
okay.
might not be able to say this, but I'll ask maybe. You see, in your one of your last videos, you accidentally destroyed a gimbal and a
Yeah.
camera and your Sony A7S III.
Well,
Oh no, it was a 4. It was a 4, right?
The
no,
camera
I
survived
wish
though.
it was 4. Like I talked about, I wish it was
Oh,
4
you right.
because
You wish it was a 4 because you want another A7S III.
I don't like the 4 that much.
So the gimbal that you broke was not the new one that they just that small
No,
miniature
it
one.
was. So
Yeah.
I have it back here, but I was literally testing it for them very early. So they
Okay.
sent me like prototype basically. And then like week into it, I was like, hey June, I completely destroyed your prototype gimbal. um, and I had to show it to them because I wasn't sure they were gonna believe me. I broken stuff before. This isn't the first time. I'm like, hey June, I need another one. But I show them like, hey, look, it's completely gone. I mean, there wasn't any gimbal that would have survived that, by the way. I wanted to make sure that people know. They were like, oh man, that gimbal didn't survive a car crash. Like, what's wrong with you?
You mean it didn't survive getting run over by a 3,000-pound
No,
car?
it's like it
5,000
wasn't
pound
just
car?
run over. It was like literally
Oh,
completely
just
smashed with the concrete first, rolled
oh,
it,
geez.
hit by a car, and then just rolled on the
Jeez.
pavement.
Hmm.
Um, there was
And do you have
nothing that could have
any
survived that.
other prototypes that you're testing out now?
After that incident, no. I'm just kidding. I don't have anyone.
They ba
Um,
they said,
maybe
"Sorry, you're no
that
longer an
light is
ambassador
like
for us. You break too
kind
many
of
gimbals."
not launched yet. But yeah.
One of the questions we had that we missed, and one of our Preston, he does a live stream as well.
Oh,
He
hydrogen
was talking
car.
about
He said something
hydrogen. Do you
about.
know anything about hydrogen-based vehicles?
I heard Toyota wanted to work on one. Now that I have a car channel, I should like know everything about cars, right? No, I heard
Yep.
Toyota wanted to go in that direction at one time, and they did not. It needs to stick. Like electric cars too. Like in the beginning, no one wanted to like get into it. Like you need to have the coolness, like brand like
Right.
Tesla, to like really bring that to mainstream. Otherwise, like if majority of the people are just not into it, then it's kind of hard to sell.
And
Yeah,
Toyota's a
I
little
don't know.
behind in the game too because they were pumping all their money into like hybrids and they thought that was like the future. They had a name for themselves for hybrids and they were not investing their money to research how to make EVs. And now
Mhm.
they're like the way behind everybody else right now because they're trying to play catch up because they're just now
Yeah.
starting to invest now that the government's kind of pushing that they really want to move in the EV direction.
There's
No,
definitely some part of that though that is there's been a lot of people like trying to suppress electric vehicles for a long time. So I think that's why they went with more of the hybrid, because it still uses fossil fuels and stuff like that
Yeah,
too. So
it's
it's
like the best of the both worlds in a way.
yeah.
I don't know. I again, like I'm going for electric because literally it's more kind of like the new frontier. Like I'm gonna have problems for sure, kind of thing, but it's okay because I'm gonna make a YouTube video about it, so it's okay. That's my direction there.
Do you have any experience posting shorts, and what is your experience with those?
Yeah. So I got into shorts like super early. And it's one of my most successful video. In fact, when I look at my stats for 2022, it's way off. Like it says I have like over like, million some views on my channel, which is like, oh really? It's because of that one single short. So when it first came out, I made a short, really I wasn't even speaking in it. Just like, I think it was about like 5 gimbal hacks or something, right? And I didn't quite break million views, like 919,000 views. Too bad it's not monetized. But yeah,
Right.
I had experience in that sense that I told everybody about it, and I told people like what I did to get that kind of view at that time. But things have changed so much. Like everyone makes shorts now. So it's so different. Like my most recent shorts, I don't think it has that many views at all.
Right.
So it's like hit and miss. But I think short form video is another art that we need to kind of master and kind of learn, because if you look at like the statistics on who watches shorts, it's like all like 19 to 24. So all my younger viewers are on the shorts, and then the old people
I still
are
feel
watching
like
my longer videos.
I still get sucked into them. It all depends. Like on YouTube, I feel like I don't watch them as much, and if I do, it's because I didn't realize that I was in YouTube and I just kept scrolling.
Right?
And then you
Yeah.
get to that one spot where you're like, oh, I'm in YouTube.
Are you
Right
Right?
really
now, like you get so confused now. Like now, it's just like they're all the same. Like everyone wants to be the same platform to compete against each other, and they're all just recycled versions of everyone else's video. And like all the TikToks are ending on it. They're all up on Instagram, and all the reels are on TikTok, and everything is crossing to YouTube. And well, the thing with YouTube that's kind of refreshing though is that you don't want to use copyright music. So that's the one difference really on YouTube Shorts, I think, is that there's a lot of there's not like popular
absolutely?
songs and stuff. So
So, um, we're about to switch it into our next segment here of the show. But before we do that, I do want to like mention welcome all the Brew crew members. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I know you always tend to do that at the this hour of the night when Dobo finishes his stream. So welcome you guys, and go hit some subscribe and love to Separk. Maybe later we'll get Separk's truck. Little electric truck link to the bottom of the description. But we're actually going to go into our next segment here, and all right, so we're going to be doing a fire round here. We're going to ask you a series of questions. You're just going to want to answer them as quickly and knowledgeable as you can. Whatever, they're not too serious. And I'm going to start us off here. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Flying. So I can come see you guys.
I wish I could have that power too. That'd be great. Sony APS-C or Canon full frame?
Oh, Canon full frame. Oh, sorry. Full frame, man.
Wow. I was not expecting that response right there. You surprised me.
Yeah, I threw up a little bit in my mouth, but I had to say it. Yeah.
Oh man.
that's 2 in a row.
Yeah. Wow. That's 2 in a row. I'm surprised on that one. If you could remove one color in the world, what would it be and why?
Oh man. Can't be green. Opposite is
I know,
red.
right? Red?
Red.
You would
Okay.
have a hard time at stoplights, buddy.
Forget stoplights.
Yeah, everything's I don't know. The lights were all lit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell.
Colorblind people have the same problem.
I was thinking green screen, but yeah, sure.
Green. Favorite movie soundtrack of all time?
Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. New Hope. There,
That's
New Hope
kind of
Star
a
Wars.
score. I don't
Let me
know.
make that straight.
That's more of a score, I think. But yeah, okay.
Score, soundtrack, it doesn't matter. They're all the
Yeah,
same.
the whole thing.
Sure.
Do people eat or drink soup?
Drink.
All right.
Depends where you're at. I feel like.
I just choked
I
on my
will
soup.
go with
Probably wonton soup probably will choke you.
So I'm sure that the last question probably led you in anyways. But favorite movie?
Top Gun.
Oh, wow.
Top Gun. Wow.
Nice.
So Top Gun,
Love
but
the
Top
80s.
Gun's soundtrack is not your favorite?
No, because I don't know. No, because
Music plays in a lot to stuff. I don't know.
It's a good soundtrack.
What was your first ever screen name or AOL name? Either one.
Oh my goodness. I think it was like Seiji Poo something.
Seiji
Seiji Poo.
Have you ever fired a gun?
No. Yes. No. Yeah.
He doesn't know?
No. A bullet. When I was younger, this is a long story, but basically we played with bullets. It went off, but there was no gun.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah,
dangerous.
we'll just move on, I
It's
guess.
just like, without context, it's like what?
Yeah, a little bit. Who is your first, or no, oh, sorry. Who is your all-time celebrity crush?
Ooh.
Pam Anderson. I grew up in that era. Come on.
That dates us right there, you know.
Well, I feel like this is going to be an answer every time we get Paul. Sunrise or sunset photography / videography?
Sunrise.
I stand corrected, Paul.
There we go. See? Between Superman and Goku, who do you think would win?
Oh, Superman.
Oh, there you go.
Depends on what level he.
What
he's
level
at,
Super
but
Saiyan he is?
I think majority of his life, I think Superman wins.
In one sentence, how would you sum up the YouTube camera community?
In one sentence?
One sentence or less, sorry.
Can I just say, one should go YouTube, don't want to work for another dude? that's like my phrase. I'm just going to say that.
Well, what object do you wish you could eliminate from existence?
What kind of questions are these, Paul? My goodness. What object? Like any object?
Any object.
Dang. Canon cameras?
But he would choose full frame over.
I know. I'm stuck.
Chris, do you think that question was weird? We're going to go on with this next one.
That's exactly why he doesn't like that 4K 60 crop.
Oh yeah, see, Kyle knows.
Mm-hmm.
What would
I'm okay with the APS-C. So
what would be the best worst name for a camera store?
Wait, I should have known this. You guys did this question last time. Dang, and then
See, I sometimes will slip in the same ones, but
Chris was like, "Wow, man, it's a really good question, but I should have known. I didn't do my homework. I'm sorry, Paul.
we'll have to change this next
give
time.
Me one. Won't you give me one? Yeah.
Won't you give me
What
one?
do you think?
Last time my wife said something on it was like a Hamilton reference about not missing your shot or something like. I'm not going to miss my shot, camera store.
That's good.
See, I think we should change this question, Paul, to best pun camera store name or something like that.
Probably. What is your secret talent?
I play saxophone.
Oh, nice.
So why this hasn't been a video yet? I mean, what we need some like. Duke
I'm
Silver.
not that good. I mean,
my
Schwartz does have me playing saxophone, but I download the saxophone sound from Artlist. So,
I'm ready for some sexy sax, man.
Yeah. So I did cheat on that one.
Let's see. Where are we at, Paul? What number?
16.
What music would you like to be played at your funeral? This is getting dark, Paul.
Yeah, seriously.
Is it gonna be like Darth Vader music?
No. I would have to say like I don't know. As long as it's from music bed, it should be high quality. So whatever is from music bed, yeah, there you go.
Shameless plug. Go get a music bed account. All right.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Do you think aliens really exist or not?
I think scientifically probably, yeah. It's a awful waste of space if they don't. It's from a movie reference.
Mm-hmm. Would you rather be smart or sexy? Can't say both.
Oh, I'm beyond that age, so smart.
Oh, if you had to come up with another name for peanut butter, what would it be?
Butter peanut.
What is the funniest or worst dad joke that you know by heart?
Well, I mean, there's no worse dad joke, so there, that's the one.
So you don't have one that's your go-to dad joke?
No, it's dad jokes are only dad jokes when it comes out naturally at the moment.
That's true.
Yeah.
Where it's just
I'll have one before the stream's ending, hopefully.
So we got open this up. Well, for the rest of the night, we're just trying to open it up for Q&A and continue chatting. So if you guys have any questions for Say, feel free to shoot them on in now. We got some time, and yeah. So Say, while we're waiting for some questions to come in, you were talking about your channel. What can we be expecting out of your channel anytime soon?
Well, I owe a couple brands some videos. I mean, we all have those, right? Dust off some boxes, like, oh crap, I can't make a video about this one. So even though I completely destroyed my Viltrox 24mm, and I told them, hey, just letting you know your lens is no longer working, I do have to make a video about that. So I'm gonna probably do a battle of 24mm. And compared to two.
And you have enough footage from that lens to make it work, or you had to.
Yeah, I mean, like I shot. That's the thing. Like I shot plenty of it, but like whenever I do review it, like I don't just like to, like try it for a little bit and then make a video. Like I wanted to like thoroughly use it in all conditions. So I use it in a wedding. I use it in a car shoot. I use it to see if it survives when a car runs it over. So I feel like I have pretty good like perspective on it now. So yeah.
From Chris Polk, we have a question here. Is Zhiyun slider dropping anytime soon?
Chris, you need to tell Zhiyun. I've been telling Zhiyun they need to make something else, because gimbals, yeah, they're gonna be not. I mean, it's already like kind of once you get a gimbal and that's working really, really well, not many people are gonna be like, oh, I need the next gimbal that has one more button. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like they need to make something else. And slider, that could be one.
Right.
I think slider
or even
gimbal
like with a light on it. I'm gonna, I need to go out and get that new.
That's what I mean. Like you can keep adding like a little bit to it, but how much more can you put on a gimbal, right? So I mean, hey, listen, like Zhiyun, 60% of their staff is dedicated to R&D. So I'd be blown away one day, like, oh, I didn't think of that. So I'm sure they have something coming on the lines, but I feel like eventually IBIS is too good. Most of these action cameras, I mean, like it's almost impossible to get like shaky footage out of them, So I feel like they need to make something else, but slider should be one of them. But as far as I know, I don't know of a slider that's coming up from Zhiyun. Yeah, so a slider that works with the gimbal. So YC Onion has partnered with Zhiyun to do that. So I do have a video about that one. But again, like it's hard, right? Because YC Onion is like one company, Zhiyun's another company. So to make it work seamlessly, there's a little bit of disconnect whenever you update firmware on one of them, and the other one kind of goes crazy. So, like you're right, one company should do both.
I think that's a great idea. I liked the. I think Elecron made like something that was like. Where it attracts you. It's almost like the other. There's that other company that makes sliders that they have the sliders, and then they also have the little attachments that turns it and tracks you and follows you around the studio. But you can kind of do that with a gimbal. It'd be nice to be able, and it would be really good for your company to like make people invest in all your stuff, not just some of it, right? So
I mean, Zhiyun already has the technology, right? So we've seen tracking done with their image transmitter. They have every component and technology to do it. I mean, Edelkron, I'm sure works very, very well. It's just like because you're buying something entirely separately. Like, do you want to spend like $5,000 on something that you can only use one purpose for?
right. And that's
It'd be
nice
real
about
cool to
buying a
have
gimbal.
something
They can do that.
separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if
I
Zhiyun
would
is
like to see
watching,
them. I would like to see them add something better for tracking though, because I know some of the like DJI gimbals are like the RSC2 and stuff like
oh
that. They
yeah,
already have a lot of that stuff built into it, but
yeah. I
because
mean,
that's the one thing is like you still always have to pay attention to where you're going. But
yeah,
like I
and
like the idea
tracking's
of
a
being able to.
gimmick in a sense. Like if you can't like use tracking on a wedding, you know, like no one's gonna go like,
Right.
all right, hold on, hold your kisses, let me track you. All right, let's go. So there's only like few places where tracking is really useful. It's very useful on a drone. I think it's absolutely necessary in the drone. Gimbal, it's cool if you're just getting started, but I feel like it's very important to learn how to track manually
Mhm.
compared to tracking it digitally. But it's almost not fair, right? DJI has that technology like
Right.
down. Like who's better
Yeah.
than tracking than DJI at this point?
I always thought the Weeble S did really good though when you're in underslung because it's literally wherever you're pointing your wrist is kind of where the camera goes
Yeah,
anyways. So
yeah. It's very like
um
humanly intuitive.
yeah, but like when you're holding the ones upright, it's like it moved a little bit, it's like you even breathe on it and it moves a different way. So I know you can change that with the deadpan and stuff like that, but
Yeah, it just takes practice, right?
yeah.
It's like driving, you know, it's hard first time you ever drive, but if you keep doing it
Mhm.
every single day, and that's a kind of a benefit of filming weddings, I feel like, is like I'm constantly I don't go a single week without filming something with the gimbal and like doing that kind of move every single week. It just kind of
Mhm.
becomes part of you.
That's the thing too. Yeah, you have to just use your gear as much as you can too. So
Yeah,
like when I
yeah.
like I only fly a drone like every so often, and I wonder why I never really get better at flying drones and why my footage has always got that like little bit of jitter to it, or you move the stick the wrong way at the wrong time. And
Yeah, you just gotta keep doing it. It's hard
so
with the drone. I mean, it's especially I don't know the area that you live in. If I wanted to fly a drone, like I would have to drive somewhere else to do it. So it's kind of hard to practice it
yeah.
like that often.
I'm
Um,
relatively within I'm like 8 miles from an airport, so I'm in an area, but like 7 miles from a different spot. We have a
all
small
right,
airport too,
just
but
don't
it's
fly in
just
that direction.
now I'm at the point where it's just like I'm not commercial. I don't have a 107, so I'm not going to put anything on my channel drone wise anyways. So
Yeah,
But I can.
this guy does.
yeah. So I just either I should just have Paul send me footage, or you can use story blocks and stuff like that and fill in those
Right?
gaps that way. So I did a Duluth video where I got there, it was too windy. It was a park that on the air map said it was legal, but every sign everywhere said no drones. And I'm like, well, there was a couple shots on story blocks. I'll just download the lighthouse drone shot later. And I get home, and so I filmed in fall. It was in like the autumn, August, September time. I get home, I download the thing from Storyblocks, I look at it, I'm like, oh, it was like dead summer when this person did this shot. It doesn't look
Oh,
anything like what I was filming. So I just was like, well, let's see how creative I can get. I dropped a couple of the leaves on the trees and just changed them, and I'm like, boom, fall. Now it looks orange,
nice,
and
nice.
so no one would have noticed that difference. And that was on one of my first videos too. So, but
There's
yeah, it's
your shorts idea, how to make summer into fall.
exactly. Sometimes you got to do those kind of videos. I just haven't been like that's the other thing sometimes about getting stuck in a niche on your channel is that you know what videos are going to do well, and then you want to do other videos and you're just like, is this just going to be filler? Is this going to just tank? Like I want to do more tutorials and everything else, but if it's not ZV1 related, it just gets no traction. And so it's kind of, yeah, like that's the kind of downside on YouTube channels, but getting pigeonholed into
No, I know
niches. So
exactly what you mean. So you almost have to like I feel like the strategy behind that is you have to optimize your search a little bit. So if I were to do a tutorial on like effects or something, I'll wait until like, oh, Marvel movie just came out and they did this
mhm.
effect that I was thinking of, and that is like the hottest word, that week, you know, Spider-Man or something, right? And then like you try to match that and then make the niche that you're trying to go into. Otherwise, like you're right. Like if I just do a random tutorial that has nothing to do with anything, it'll just be like,
right.
So, well, even then, it might be one of your like a video that you really liked to make, or like you really had fun doing, but it just bombs because it's not related to your niche.
No, it's such a hard conflict. So you know, the ideal world is that we create whatever we want and we don't care about the views. Problem with that, obviously, because I don't care about that particular video, but it's the fact that that video will hurt my next video. I think that's something I'm having a hard time with, because once you kind of tank, like YouTube don't like you anymore. It's like so you have to like kind of get in their algorithm again. You have to rework the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like consistency is huge. You take a little break too at the same time, and YouTube doesn't want to promote you as much anymore.
Oh yeah, so. That's the worst.
It's kind of an analogy.
Yeah, that's
I think there's been some dad joke comments. Sorry, it's been really tough to watch the comments at the same time. We get so involved with talking here, and they're just like flying through here. So
yeah, we have Mr. Uncle Bill's Toys over here taking care of all your dad jokes. Why did fathers take an extra pair of socks when they go golfing? In case they get a hole in one. And if you saw the vlog with me and Kyle when I went to Minnesota, Kyle was like famous for hitting hole in ones. I mean, that guy was just anyway.
Which is hilarious because we tied, didn't we? No, yeah, we tied that game. So we started off
and then
on
we had to play arcade game to break the tiebreaker.
We might have to go back there again, Paul. I don't know. Maybe. I don't want to waste your time when you're here, but Paul's coming up to Minnesota back in middle of May. Say you're welcome to come up as well if you want. But we went to this it's kind of this like art warehouse area, and it's this basement where it was all like art stuff originally. And then these guys built this crazy mini golf course out of random stuff because it was just like a art studio. And then they started bringing in like video games and like nostalgic stuff, and then they just opened it as like a mini golf bar, beer drinking,
and there was like a
burlesque show.
Awesome. Burlesque, yeah, that was weird.
There was some drag queen burlesque stuff. I mean, it was I hadn't been there before. Andrea knew about it, and it was fun, but I started the whole thing just like nailing hole in ones on like the first 5 holes, and then I just tanked the rest of the time, and Paul and everyone caught up. So
yeah, I don't know, that was crazy. I thought he was going to blow us away, and he started doing terrible. But
it was when I biffed it on that pool table. That's when things started changing. I blame that.
Oh yeah, you tripped. Yeah, you almost busted your face.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I tripped over a pool table because there was a pool table at a golf course. Yeah.
What? So random.
Yeah. So we're gonna ask our last question here, and before we close out the whole show here, and well, we'll see.
A camera camp.
So we always like to end this with this little one-time at camera camp segment, and this question, that we're going to ask is, and can you tell us, say, about one of maybe an embarrassing story that you've had, or while you're shooting cameras, or something along those lines?
Man. Well, good thing I knew exactly what to say, but I should have came up with something with the camera camp for real, because I was actually there with Paul. But one time at this not camera camp, it was a wedding filming. Anybody who shoots events, they'll probably relate. This is when like Crane 2S first came out, so I'm like lugging this thing. It's ginormous. It's like humongous. It's clearly a video camera, and you get this a lot when you film events. And someone will come up to you and be like, "Oh, could we take a picture of us?" And you're like, "Do you not see this? You know what this is?" So usually I take a picture at that moment. But this time I was like, you know what? I really don't feel like switching over settings and stuff. So I just hit record. And I was like, oh, yeah, pose, cheese. All right, cool. Yeah. And then they were like, can we see it? I'm like, oh, crap. So I show them the video. And I guess I could have smartly said, yeah, this camera shoots 24 frames per second on pictures. But they just kind of like looked at me all embarrassed. I looked at them all embarrassed, and yeah, that happens a lot. I don't know if that happened to you guys, but yeah, anytime I have a gimbal and I'm filming events, someone will always come up to me like, "Can you take a picture of us?" And I'm just like, maybe.
I'm
So
not the
anyways,
photographer.
that
That
one.
guy's like over here.
I mean, my wedding filming experience was only 2 weddings, and it was with a RX100 and an iPhone 11
I
on a
mean,
gimbal.
hey, I mean, you can switch over to picture real fast. I mean, like
Yeah,
on
actually,
a gimbal, it's harder because I had the cable in, and then like like I had to like turn off like possibly picture profile. Like it's just like a couple of things that I gotta like adjust. And then I mean, I'm clearly if a bride and groom says something, maybe I'll take pictures of them, but no, it's like some random person.
Actually, I do have to admit, I do have one more channel actually. So this is my 3rd channel.
Oh wow,
I
you have
do
3
have
channels?
we do have a wedding films channel.
No way.
It's all stuff shot on a drone, a RX100, and an iPhone 10R, XR, whatever. It was all like friends of people that we know and that didn't hire a videographer, and we were like, we could probably figure out how to do it, and
All right, so
there's
Kyle's
some
got like
GoPro
backup
shots.
after backup channels going on here.
Yeah. What my like actual just like random user channel that I had though is used to be my biggest viral video, where it was back in like 2004, 3, somewhere in there. We did a video of putting Mentos in a Coke bottle and throwing it on the ground, and it just launched like a bottle rocket. We called it like Coke Mentos Rocket Success. And this is back before like any of those videos even were on
2004.
there.
You would have been on the same level as like iJustine. I don't know
It
what
was
year she started. She's one of the earlier ones too, right?
yeah, this was, I mean, like YouTube, I feel like it just started. So whatever that was. But I was on a tour with a different band, so that it had to be like 04, 05,
Oh
somewhere in
man,
there.
do you
But
ever think like, oh, I should have started then?
I know, but that video had like
Always think that.
56,000 views on it or something like that.
Wow.
And I can't even get into the channel anymore because I don't know what the password is or the
I know
username.
it's like
And
the struggle. I think I have
it's
one of those
some
technically.
Yahoo address probably that
It's
went
like,
defunct. So
who used Yahoo before?
I don't know. AOL, who knows? But
AOL.com.
it's a fun video. It's still out there. I finally surpassed that video this year with one of my videos. But
Congratulations, Kyle. You have beat your
for
past
10
self.
years, I had a video with 50,000 views on it, which felt good.
Oh man. Well, it's been a great night tonight. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you coming and hanging out with us today. I know you got a busy family, a busy life, and just keep trying to grind. But it's been great hanging out with you. Great, at least seeing you virtually.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me in this very nice set with the logo over here in the fireplace, keeping me warm over here. Awesome.
Are you
haven't seen
still
the outro yet.
downstairs in your basement?
Hmm?
Are you still downstairs in your basement or your kids' playroom?
So I sometimes edit there. So my office is still in the basement. This is technically the living room because it just has more space that's completely clear in the back. But yeah, I gotta undo all this because kid's gonna play here tomorrow. So
Well,
it's my
cool,
life.
man. Do you have anything else you'd like to tell us about your channel or anything upcoming before we leave?
No, I think the only thing I gotta say is like, hey, you guys are doing awesome job with. I really really love this like creator camp, like the whole thing, dude. Like it's such a like 80s vibe. Like it's so good, guys. So congratulations on this. Keep going. Like I can't wait to see the next one.
Absolutely.
Paul, I think I kind of want to just show this one more time.
I won't miss any of my shots. Oh, crap. Oh. So clearly there's more just coming. Follow me on Instagram for that, and thanks for watching today.
Exactly.
Still
That's
good.
my dad joke. That
That's
is a
that was your
stormtrooper
dad
joke.
joke. You're right.
Technically, on level with that joke that he won't miss any of the shots anymore. Hey, you got it?
That was
Mhm.
great. Well, say once again, thanks so much, man. And you got yes, we actually have a guest next week. Our guest next week is David Manning. So you definitely guys don't want to miss that.
No, is it Manning next week or is it? I think you're right. You might be right. Sorry, Mike. We have a calendar that we have, and I just want to make sure. Yes,
I'm right.
Next week's David Manning. I was thinking Jared Spink. I'm sorry.
That's in the following week.
My bad,
Yeah,
my bad.
David. We got David Manning next week, so it's really cool. And actually, it's kind of ironic too, right? Because it's Insta 360 is announcing something that day too. So
yeah, I just bought this like a week ago.
Well, I just destroyed that a week ago, so
it's probably getting returned in a week when I find out whatever this new thing. David hinted at something, but he's obviously can't talk about it. So,
but he will be able to do next week. So it'll probably be a topic for
so bring all of your Insta 360 questions next week.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot once again, and we'll be here same time next week, 9:30 on Wednesday. So, and guest is David Manning. Once again, go subscribe to Separk. He's got some amazing content. Go, of course, my fellow here, Kyle Watts, and I'm around. So we'll see you guys in the future, and have a great night.